Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Britannia. If you are new here, welcome, and if you're returning, welcome back. Alright, so for those viewers who are just tuning in, my name is Britannia and I am currently a flight attendant for a major US airline. And I am here mainly to guide you and show you the flight attendant lifestyle and to equip you to become a amazing flight attendant. Yes, the process can be very tedious, guys, so I created this channel just to inspire and allow viewers like you to have a smooth transition into becoming a flight attendant. Okay, so stick around so I can give you the details about flight attendant training. So this video will be about flight attendant training. Okay, what to expect before you go to training, what you should do while you're in training, and what is the results after training. What are you going to be required to do after you pass your exams and you receive your wings. So I'm here to tell you everything about flight attendant training, as you guys can tell by the title. All right, so flight attendant training is once you get your CJO, guys, and you get that conditional job offer, normally the company, the airline, sends you a training date and you go to training on that particular date. All right, training is normally 4 to 8 weeks long for most airlines. Some airlines do provide paid training in which they give you like a meal allowance. In most cases, some airlines do not. So I would highly suggest, guys, to have some form of savings before you go to training, or before you decide to apply for this role, or before you make up your mind to become a flight attendant. And I say this because for those companies or airlines who do not pay for training, you're gonna have to fund your those training days when you're out of work all by yourself. And when it comes to like your meals and stuff, you're gonna have to do that all by yourself. And of course, your bills back home after you travel to training, you're gonna have to cover that in most cases. So I would highly guarantee that you have some form of savings available before you decide to take on this job, because most airlines do not pay for training. And if you don't have any savings, I would suggest that you apply for airline that provides you with a meal allowance or some type of compensation while you are in training. It's very important, because you don't want to be in training and you're wondering how my bills are going to be paid. You know, I'm not getting any money, I'm not working. So yes, that's my tip before going into training. We're gonna talk about staying on campus or off campus for training. Training is normally held for most airlines at a hotel, at a major hotel, and potential flight attendants do get opportunity to stay at the hotel, which is on campus, or at their home, which is off campus, for training, basically. So meaning that if you live close to the training destination or within a certain radius, they do allow you to stay at home and travel from home to training. For those people who do not live so close, or they have to travel from a different state for training, they do provide a hotel for you to stay while you are in training. So that's what I mean, on campus or off campus. Yes, so you do have the option of doing that if you live within the vicinity of the training location. All right, so that's another tip that you should be aware of. All right, let's move on to tip number, which tip are we on? I don't know. All right, let's move on to tip number 3, I think. All right, tip number 3 is be prepared. read the materials that the company sends you in the email, the information that they send you in the email as it pertains to what to expect. I know that for most airlines they send you like the coursework ahead of time in your email, so you can be ahead of class when the actual training starts. When the coursework starts, you're already reading, you already know some stuff, so you're way ahead. So that's why I say be prepared, be organized when it comes to the materials and information that they're going to send you ahead of time. Okay, that gives you an advantage over the other people who are there, because you already studied and read some of the materials that they sent you. So week 1 would definitely be a breeze for you. While you're in week 1 training, your mind is already in week 2 because you did most of the work while you're at home before you went to training. So reading those materials that they sent you is very important. So that's another tip for you guys. All right, let's move on to tip number 4. Tip number 4 is always be on time, guys, for class. Attendance is very important in the airline industry. You always want to be on time for the first day of class and the days after that. Okay, I know that they're going to be taking attendance during training, and if you're late, some airlines, if you're late a number of times, some airlines will tell you to go home. You know, you're disqualified from training, because if they see that you're not going to be on time in training, there is a possibility of you not being on time when you actually start working those flights. And the airline industry takes attendance very seriously, because why? Tell me why. Well, I can tell you why. Because if you are late, that can cause a delay, because all crew members are required to be at the airport at a certain time, and if you are late, then the gate agent can't board the aircraft, and then that causes a delay, and a delay does not look good on the company. All right, so you have to be on time. Be prepared to wake up early, or if you have a late training, go to bed early during the day and show up to your class on time. Okay? Yes. Okay, so another tip that you should know about flight attendant training is that you may be assigned a roommate. Yes, so you may have the opportunity, I don't know if it's an opportunity for you, but you will be assigned a roommate, someone that you have to share a room with in the hotel. So in this case, the room will have 2 beds, and you and your roommate will have separate beds. Okay, but this is something you should look forward to, is being assigned a roommate. So I know for most airlines, they assign you, or they do an assessment actually, where they try to find out who would be a best match for you and your personality, as to whether are you more of a party person, going out type of person, or if you're more reserved to yourself, you don't like anyone to bother you too much. They will try to pair you with someone who matches who you are as a person. Some airlines don't. You're just gonna have to deal with a roommate situation. All right, so that is another tip, or something that you should know about flight attendant training, is that you may be assigned a roommate. All right, let's move on to dress code, guys. So there is a strict dress code policy when it comes to the airline. Okay, and most airline gives you a manual as to how to dress while you're in training. I would highly advise you that you stick to whatever they tell you in training, because once you go on the line, you're gonna have to look a certain way. Okay, you're gonna have to stay on top of how you look, because how you look does not only reflect on you as a person, but also it reflects on the company as well. Okay, so please stick to the dress code policy in training. Okay, all right. So this section was for before you start your in-class training. So we're gonna move on to being in class for training. I'm gonna give you some tips and some hints or things that you should look forward to while you're actually in the class. Okay, all right, so my next tip is socialize and befriend people who are doing way better than you in training. All right, so this is while you're in class and you are learning the material. Befriend the people who are doing way better than you. If you see someone who's always getting 100 on the exams, or they're very good at the drills, go ahead and see if you can learn something that they know and you don't know. Okay, it's gonna help you a lot. Because if you just sit down there by yourself and you're lost and you don't know what you're doing because you don't really talk to people, you know, it's not going to work out for you. So try to befriend people who are doing way better than you. Okay? And don't be afraid to ask questions. If you are not sure of something, don't be afraid to raise your hand and ask the instructor. Say, hey, can you just repeat that? I didn't understand this. And so on and so forth. It will help you a lot. Okay? Because for the most part, especially my airline, when I was in training, the training was very fast paced. So every week was a different topic. So you only had 1 week to cover a certain topic, or not even 1 week. We were covering like 2 to 3 topics in 1 week, and we had to know everything. So if you can get with somebody who is very stronger than you in learning stuff faster, please do that. It will help you a lot. Okay? All right. So another tip. Drama, gossip, it's gonna happen, but I advise you that you need to stay away from drama, gossip. You will hear it, but do not take part in it. All right, and that's one of the ways that you will get out of flight attendant training successfully, because there's gonna be people who are gonna want to mix you into a lot of stuff, but please stay far from gossip and drama. All right, let's move on to another tip is refrain from partying, guys, and drinking. I know training can be stressful, but at least for 4 weeks, please refrain from doing that. And for the most part, you're not going to be able to drink on the job. So consider this training time as being on the job. You're not going to be able to drink while you are working or operating as a flight attendant. Drinking is against the FAA regulations. So make sure that you are practicing while you're in training to not drink while you're on the job. So consider training as being on the aircraft. So please refrain from drinking and over partying a lot. But hey, if you are a party goer and you still can keep up with passing your exams, your drills while in training, kudos to you. Do whatever suits you, but make sure that you keep up with your materials and you come out of flight training very successful. Okay? Yes. Okay, my future flight attendants, I just gave you the tips to follow while you're in class at training. Okay, so once you have followed those tips, you are ready to receive your wings. Okay, so this is after you pass flight attendant training, you will now have the opportunity to try your uniform on. And this step right here, or this process, is very excited for most people, because you have passed the final and you are ready to go on your OE, which is your operating experience. But I'm going to talk about that shortly. But let's jump into your uniform try-on, okay? So after you pass your final exam, you do have the opportunity of trying your uniform on. All right, so they're gonna ask you what's your size and stuff like that. Probably like a week before training ends, they will ask you the size that you wear. You're gonna give that information over to them, and once you pass your final, you have the opportunity of trying your uniform on and taking it home with you, or even wearing it for graduation. All right, let's talk about the graduation ceremony. For my particular airline, we weren't allowed to bring anyone outside to the ceremony, if I can remember. I don't think we were allowed to, but I know for other airlines you do have the opportunity to bring your family members or invite your family members or friends to the ceremony, which you can. All right, so at this point in time, you will be receiving your certificate, your flight attendant certificate, okay, to say that you are a certified flight attendant. You have completed the required training to operate on an aircraft. Okay, kudos to you, girl. Kudos to you. Okay, you have done it. You have graduated from flight attendant training. All right, and at this point also, guys, you will be receiving your wings. Yes, your wings will be right here. Here. Yes. All right, so that's the graduation ceremony. Kudos to you. We're gonna move on to your OE. So your operating experience is where you get the opportunity to work your very first flight, and you have a audit flight attendant or a check flight attendant that watches you and shows you the things that you should be doing on the aircraft. You know, looking out for the call bell and making sure that the passengers have the seatbelt on, stuff like that. Ensure that the bags are tucked underneath the seat. So these people on your OE will be monitoring you to make sure that you are doing everything that you learned in training. And once they see that you are competent and you follow instructions, and they see that you're going to be a good flight attendant, they will pass you, okay, and send you on the line. So this is the last step in becoming a flight attendant, okay, is doing your operating experience. All right, and for most people it can be very nerve-wracking, but it should not be, because in most cases these people know that you are new and they will assist you and tell you what to do. I mean, I feel like training should be the most nerve-wracking thing. That is when you are in training, not really your operating experience, because they will guide and show you what to do. Okay? All right, guys. We have come to the end of this video. I know you are a flight attendant. I know you are. That's why you're here watching this video. You gotta speak it into yourself, okay? You gotta speak it into yourself. I know you want to become one, and you are going to become one. Just continue to watch my videos and apply what I'm saying, and I guarantee you that you will get to where you want to be. All right, but if you found something very useful in this video, please subscribe, leave a comment, leave a like on this video, so you can even also click that notification bell so you can get notified for when I post another video. I hope I get to see you in the airport. All right, so until next time, my name is Britannia. Thank you so much for tuning into my channel. Until next time, peace out.